Our approach is very simple. We start from getting a direction, we get a structure, and then we get our entry. Okay, at least you must have a minimum of 3 time frames. Now, for us, we use monthly, weekly, and daily. Why am I using weekly and daily? Because I know I have swingers and intraday traders. Intraday includes day traders and scalpers and those other ones. Okay, so that's why I use 2, but you can use weekly, H4, and the rest. You can choose any other time frame combination of your choice. Okay, not necessarily that we use, but you just get the concept. So for us, we start from monthly for our direction, then we get structures in weekly and then daily, and then we go to our entry time frames, which is H4 or H1. Okay, so that's our approach. It's going to be the same. Now let's get back to the top-down analysis. Now last week we did 2. I gave you guys 2 that were on my watch list. Now there are 2 types of markets I trade. These normal markets that includes forex, commodities, and the rest. Okay, and then we have synthetic markets. Now on synthetics, I was able to trade volatility 75 last week, and also this week I'm still trading it up to today. The week is ending today as I'm recording this. Actually, a few hours to it ending as I'm recording this video. Then the normal markets, I didn't get any trade. Okay, we had gold. I'm going to start with gold because it's one of the setups that we had. Now, if we come to gold, okay, now you can observe that this is the same setup I had and I was following it up, but I didn't get an entry. What were you looking out for? We're looking out for the trade to give us a change of trend either into this area here or when it taps into this area. Okay, the last level that we were waiting for was this one just tapped. Okay, now we didn't get any change of trend. What do I mean by change of trend? For example, we said that we have a market that's making higher high, higher low, higher high. So when it has come here, we expect a change of trend or within here, okay, which it didn't give. So meaning there is no trade, okay. Now it is at a very crucial point, but we're going to be talking about that, okay. I briefly hinted about it in the previous video. You can just go and watch. But let's first talk about this change of trend and why there was no trade for me, okay, on this gold. Now, when you come to gold, I need to observe the market kept making lower highs, I see, and lower lows. Are you observing? So meaning that you cannot start looking for buys in such kind of markets. I always warn and I've always advised against this, okay? Do not attempt to take a buy when the market is still in a downtrend, and do not attempt to take a sell when the market is still in an uptrend, okay? You'll be killing yourself, okay? And that's the biggest mistake most of us make, okay? So you can see because of understanding that, we're able to avoid blowing accounts or taking trades that would not go into our way. Okay, it happens. Of course, sometimes you can follow oil rules and things don't go right. Okay, so now that we do not take any trade on gold, someone may say that why didn't you take this trade while coming down? Because I am not a retracement trader. This is a retracement according to me. I'm a continuation trader. Okay, because our structure is still bullish. Let's start from the weekly time frame here. Okay, when you come to weekly, you can clearly observe that this market is making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, until swing wise the market takes out this level here. For us to be targeting this level, we are still bullish because it's still above this level. This is our last valid lower high in the swing time frame. Okay, now when you come down to, of course, we had some bend points, this one here and also this one here. Then when you come down the daily time frame, what do you observe? We say that the market gave us a false breakout here, but then it gave us this level, so giving us higher high, higher low, higher high. So also here we are still bullish until the market takes out this level. Now when the market takes out this level here, okay, we shall be having a retest, and then we target this level here, okay. But currently this level, that's why I say this level is still very, very crucial to us, okay. If the market takes out this level, then we shall be looking at this level. Of course, you can add some minor levels depending on the type of trader. If you are intraday or scalper, there are some minor levels in between here, okay? But these are the major levels that we do have, and we marked them in that previous video, okay? So if you trade gold, this is what I still have the same setup. This area is very key. If the market, because it was coming down, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If the market can attempt to change trend from here for a swing, it will be okay. Okay, but also for intraday, guys, what can we do? We do have a market that's created a low, lower high, lower low. So we expect it to go and give us this retest here. If it can give us a weak retest into this level here, then you can utilize this movement from here to here. What is the entry time frame for intraday, guys, and below? H1, then you can refine using minute 30 or minute 15. You can refer to the video we talked about time frames. Okay, now And then if you're, this is for retracement traders. If you trade continuations, we're interested in seeing what happens here. Is the market going to give us a continuation downwards or back into this level here? Even if it is to break, that will be still part of continuation for this intraday. Now, when we break here, that's when personally I'll be bearish on gold for intraday levels up to this level here. Remember, we have said in weekly, for us to be bearish weekly wise, that's the swing structure. The price has to do what? Has to take out this area here, okay? For us to be bearish on the swing, okay, the price has to take out this level, okay, this one here, because this is the current higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is the current valid higher low. Remember, for us to be bearish, we have to take out the last higher low and we target the next one, okay? So it means swing wise, we are still bullish. Anything can happen in between here. But daily, remember, daily and weekly, the difference is just the type of trading you're doing. Daily gives us the structure for intraday, weekly gives us the structure for the swing, okay? But when it comes to daily, we are currently at that crucial higher low. When the market breaks here, we shall be targeting this area here, okay? So I hope that is very clear on gold. Now, when you come to USDJPY, now USDJPY actually played into exactly our setup, but we didn't have a trade. Why didn't we have a trade? Because the market gapped just into our target, okay? And the rules did not play out, okay? This is the very setup that we had also. So we talked about it last week when we were here. Let me just go to weekly. Okay. You can see the gap is still here. So we spoke about it here, and then the market just gapped, okay, into our target. Remember, this was our target. And now, why was this our target? I want it to be just, this is just like a reminder. The market created a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, okay? Then lower low. So we expect the market to come and retest it, but went and created equal highs. So meaning that this is a valid level, and also this is a valid level. So the price went and first tested this area here, then we came down. Then we said we're interested in this area here as our target because it's also a significant level. That's why the price came and tapped here. So meaning that currently USDJPY is trapped between this area and this one. You can see support went to resistance. Resistance came back to support. Support went to resistance. So we shall remain into this until we either break upwards or we break downwards. But if you can observe, we're currently in a downtrend, okay? And also we have this W here that the market had created, but we gapped upwards. So let's see what daily is giving us so far. Now, when you come down to the daily time frame, you can clearly observe that we have not yet broken this level here, so we cannot say that we are bearish to continue down. What do we want for us to continue down, to come and touch this support again, just like we have seen in weekly, for us to observe, to respect this support and resistance, then support again, then resistance. For us to come back to this support, we need to break this. You can clearly see we have some kind of trend line here. I'm not a very big fan of trend lines, but I draw it because I've taught you guys how to use it. I believe it gives me double work. That's why I don't like using it so much. I'm comfortable with levels, okay? So if you come to daily, what we observe, we spoke about this area here, how we broke above and came and tested, and then we expect to move up, okay? Now, after this retest, you can see we went straight into the target, and then the market just gapped. When the market opened, it gapped into the target, and it started coming down, okay? So what we see here, we see the market giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? So this is our last higher low. This is our last higher low. That's why you see the market is respecting it not once, but even twice. So if the market opens and closes below this area here, okay, then on a weekly retest, then we can utilize this retest here to push the price down, okay? So we do have a low here, lower high, then currently we have a low. So the market should play here and then give us a strong breakdown on a weekly retest, and we can be targeting this level here, okay? Just remember, our structure shows us that we are trapped in here, support, resistance, okay? So this area also is very crucial for USDJPY, this higher low that we are having here, just the same as gold. Of course, we have a common factor, which is the dollar into both of them. Also, the other side, we have XAU, USD. Here we have USDJPY, okay? Other factors remaining constant, XAU, USD and USD JPY. You can see since USD is on different sides, we expect them to correlate negatively. This one, if this one is going up, this one should be moving down. If this one is, other factors remaining constant, meaning that they can all go in the same direction. Okay, I'll explain that in other videos. So that's for USDJPY and last week's trades. Okay, so the setup, the structure is still the same, but I'm explaining why we did not get trades. Now this week they're still on our watch list. Now this week we're adding on USDJPY. Okay, now we're adding on USD. So not just JPY, GBPJPY, sorry, pardon me on that, GBPJPY. Now when you come to GBPJPY, of course you start from the monthly time frame. Now when you come to the monthly time frame, what do we observe? We clearly observe that currently price is breaking above this area here. Okay, let me just change the color. I prefer using a red. Okay, we're currently breaking above here, but also we do have these highs here. In case the price closes above here, we shall be having an impulse. Okay, if we have a few days, one day I think and some hours, one day and about 23 hours to close the month. Okay, so if the monthly closes above here, we shall be having an impulse. Why? Because when we have two turning points being broken, this one and this one, two or more, we said that's considered an impulse. Okay. Now, when we have an impulse and an opposite candle comes in, what do we use? Fibonacci retracement. But currently, we cannot use because there's only broken one. So if it just closes there, we shall expect a pullback, then a push up, depending on the structure formed here when we're pulling back. Okay. So that's the direction that we do have. In case we close here, we expect a pullback to push. If we close above, we have two levels broken, and then we can expect to use Fibonacci. Now let's go down the weekly time frame. Now when you come down the weekly, considering this level here, you can clearly see still it's the same level that we are working with. Let me just go to this. We can just refine it a little bit there. So this area, we're above this area here. We have a retest for last week. Okay, of course we also have this high here. This is for weekly. I'm just going to change the color. So we did have weekly giving us a retest into this level and then pushing higher, also breaking this turning point here. Okay, so meaning we are still bullish. We shall expect a pullback, then we can continue. Now let's see how far we can get that pullback. Okay, now we can see that further in the daily time frame. Now when you come down the daily time frame, we did have this area. Now if you see this high here was not tested even in daily, the price pushed higher, attempted to pull back to this level but did not reach, then pushed higher again. Okay, so we also broke this level here, but this one was tested. This one is in daily. I'm just going to change it. This one was tested, and currently we do have this high here. Okay, in the daily time frame. I'm just going to change the color. Okay, this is the level that we are currently at. Okay, the market attempted to break, but we closed still below it. So there are two alternatives to GBPJPY. We're waiting for it to come and give us a test into this area here. Okay, when the week starts. Okay, either we shall have a push down into this level before we can push into that high, or even to create a higher high because we're in an uptrend. Okay, or we can break above and push for that high and break it like we have seen in the monthly. That there's that alternative. We say that we could have an impulsive push. Okay, so either we see this or this, depending on how the market opens. Okay, now but currently you can clearly see this is a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, so we want to see the break, then on a pullback we can take our trade up to this area, or we want to see the market pulling back down. Okay, to test this area here, and then we can look for a change of trend into this area here to target this level here. Okay, so all the structures are aligning and communicating the same thing. So depending on the type of trader you are, you can utilize it. Now let's check H4. You can see H4, this resistance held very tight. Okay, came here, it was rejected, came back, it was rejected 2 times, 3, 4, 5, even 6 times. Okay, so meaning that if this level is clearly broken with a good candle close, we shall expect a weak retest. Then we can take our trade up to here, because this is clearly an uptrend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You can clearly see the momentum here is bullish. Also, this buyer is holding all this trend, meaning that we have a bullish flag and the market pushed up. Also here we are ranging, but you can see that the momentum is still bullish. So if we can break above on a weekly test, you can be targeting this level here. Okay, so those who trade GBPJPY, you can add that into your watch list. Okay, so just not to make the video long, the rest we're going to be posting them on the channels. You can check the description of the social medias sorry, the links to the social medias in the description. Telegram and Instagram, TikTok, we shall post them there. The team will help me post them there. You can post any pair that you want me to maybe break down, but these are the ones that I have on my watch list. I personally prefer trading JPY related, carry related, and commodity wise or metal wise, I have gold. Then stock indices, I prefer NASDAQ, but NASDAQ, US 30 and S&P 500 have almost the same structure. So you can choose any you want, and then you try just to compare them, because most of the companies in them they share most of those companies, okay? So this is my watch list. The other two for last week are still there because the structure is okay, though I didn't get a trade. And then, excuse me, and then I've added on GBPJPY. Of course, I'll be adding on others, but just for the purpose of time, I've so far just broken down GBPJPY. But before the market opens, I will have shared the others on the social media platforms. Have a great day.